Joet watched those low blows, and we just saw the sneakiness of Shakur Stevenson. I'm sure you didn't teach him or help him out with that in the gym at all, Terrence, but how he was bringing down the head of Joet Gonzalez in the clinch.
It's good because it's making him work. It's making him use more energy than he's willing to use. He loves the jab to the body, and Joet trying to go to the body to slow him down. But like I said, Shakur is right there one minute, and he's going the next.
Him up. Right, here he is. Here the overhead shot right here. Look at the footwork of Shakur Stevenson. He's always 2 steps ahead of Joet Gonzalez.
You dictate where he can and cannot go and allow your punches to meet him when they're there. You see Joet once again having to reach. He's got a 2-inch reach advantage over Shakur Stevenson.
It stops your opponent in his tracks. Anything he's thinking about, he has to step back and regroup. It stops your opponent in his tracks. Anything
Joet Gonzalez continues to follow, trying to put pressure on, but the slickness of Shakur Stevenson, next level, and the quickness once again.
That's not hard to figure out. You know, Stevenson has one of the best IQs in boxing.
Nice counter there. He made Gonzalez reach, and he made him pay.
But look where he was at. He was near the ropes.
Try to break you down punch by punch fighter, and that's why he's having trouble finding Shakur, although there he lands a couple shots.
This is exactly where he needs to be.
On the defensive side, I think he could do a lot more offensively like there, where he connects with the left hook. But in terms of defensive prowess, this is exactly what we expected from the young prospect.
Listen, you can't give up.
The concentration level it takes to fight like Shakur fights is impressive. And there you see a nice left uppercut from Shakur. Gonzalez trying to work the body.
That's exactly what Gonzalez has to do. At this moment right now, while he's close, he got to let those hands go. And you see the push-off right there from Stevenson. Joet has to come right back and get into that pocket. But as I was saying, when you're fighting a fight and everything you do, you're getting hit. Everything you try,
nice
you're missing.
Hand.
Yeah, you're missing. You're not being successful. It's equivalent to not having money to feed your family, bro. You got to use everything you can to get your opponent. And that's exactly what Joet's doing. He's getting aggressive right now. Why? Shakur Stevenson is having a little low on his offense.
Nice shot there from Joet Gonzalez. Round 7.
Why? Because Stevenson is against the ropes. When you're against the ropes.
Round 7.
Why? Because Stevenson is against the ropes. When you're against the ropes, there's nowhere to go. You're a stand-up target. But what did he do? He came around with the looping shot to the body that forced Stevenson in the direction of the right hand. And then when he got close, he let his hands go. Great sequence.
That was the left hook, but it was a good round for him.
Absolutely. The second half of this fight is going to be very important for Joet Gonzalez. He's going to have to pick up the tempo. He's going to have to take more risks. He's behind in the fight, and he's going to have to close the gap and pin Shakur Stevenson against the ropes.
Nice long right hand to the body from Joet Gonzalez, who's finding a target now, but he gets caught with a nice counter left from Shakur Stevenson, who gets admonished for the push-off.
It stops Gonzalez in his tracks. Anytime he steps forward, he jabs him right down to the body with that left hand.
Gonzalez just doesn't have that warrior go-get-you at all costs mentality. It's not in his game, but he's going to need to find it down the stretch here.
Punch selection of Stevenson is frustrating as well. Frustrating as well to Gonzalez.
And every time Gonzalez takes a step forward, that jab is there to meet him.
Punch selection of Stevenson is frustrating as well. Frustrating as well to Gonzalez.
And every time Gonzalez takes a step forward, that jab is there to meet him.
He wants him to set a trap with the power shot. There it is. He said he's going to walk right into it. And what did he do? He walked right into it.
He walked right into a right hand, but a devastating left hook or uppercut to come from Shakur Stevenson. There you see the body shots from Joet Gonzalez, who, even though he's not landing at a high clip against Shakur Stevenson, it's a good percentage. To understand that they seeing it from their eyes, but he's giving himself an honest assessment.
That's right. That's very important to give your fighter an honest assessment. You know, but he still needs to tell his fighter on how he can get to a guy like Shakur Stevenson You know, when you're throwing straight shots all the time, you're rushing in, you know, what happens is you're allowing Shakur Stevenson to tie you up. We as fighters, when we training since we were, you know, 10 years old, I was training since I was 10 years old, and so was Joet. You know, we put so much time into the gym. It's a terrible feeling, man.
It must be devastating because both of these guys, since they were very young boys, have dreamed of having this exact moment. And so far, Steve Kim's scorecard on ESPN.com, even his father and his brother understand that this is a one-sided fight favoring the ultra-talented Shakur Stevenson, who wants to follow in the footsteps of Sugar Ray Leonard.
You know, with great eyes, great footwork, great IQ.
There we see the offense of Gonzalez that his father was asking for. Some of it lands, but the defensive prowess of Shakur Stevenson allows nothing to land flush.
Just grazing blows.
Get out with the right hook.
I mean, at some point, there's fighters that you really don't even need to say much to. Shakur Stevenson just doing his thing, and now we're in the championship rounds, not even breathing hard.
You know, that's hours and hours of work in the gym, sparring against the best fighters in the world, sparring guys like Terrence Bud Crawford.
With Vasily, and I want to spar with him. They're not gonna pay you, he told them. I just want to be there. He wasn't gonna fight a southpaw, they said. Hey, I know he's fighting Rigondeaux. Get me in there. All right, go for free if you want to. Get some work in. At the end, they kept him the entire time, and Papachenko said, pay the man. He earned it. That's Shakur Stevenson in a nutshell. He switches it up. I mean, his footwork is impressive. He doesn't go straight back, doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
Look at the outside control of Shakur Stevenson. Every time he lands that backhand, look at his foot placement.
There it is.
There it is. Straight left to the body.
If he wants to become a world champion tonight, because what worked for him in his first 23 professional fights is not working for him tonight.
This fight's not competitive at all. It's one-sided. Shakur Stevenson dominate.
And pretty soon we'll be talking about Shakur Stevenson. As big as he looked tonight, how long can he stay at this weight class? His defensive game is A+. He didn't show too much of the offense tonight. Why do you think that is? Didn't need to. Corner didn't want him to.
Oh, you talking about Shakur Stevenson? He's making him pay. Every time he make a miss, he's making him pay. You know what? Gonzalez is he's a tough cookie, man. You know, he's undefeated. He's undefeated for a reason.
Nice combination. 1-2. Upstairs, downstairs.
You know, especially when you're fighting against an undefeated fighter that has 7 years experience over you.
Now I'm interested in what the interaction is going to be in a minute and 25 seconds once that final bell rings. Is there going to be that long sought-after respect? Joet Gonzalez just out of range, unable to find Shakur Stevenson.
But he's still trying.
Yes.
He's still behaving like a fighter.